Good morning, everyone. It is almost 6 o'clock, and I have been up for 2 hours. Oh, I feel amazing today, and I will tell you why. I want to talk about today moving intuitively versus habitually. It'll all circle back around to why I feel so good today, but let's go ahead and get into it. I feel that habits are essential for our lives. When you don't have habits, you don't have structure. You don't have anything keeping things together, keeping you going, right? So I'm not discouraging you from having habits. Not what I'm saying at all. You should do your best to develop healthy habits that support you living your best life. But we are constantly changing, and our habits have to change with us. If we are changing and our habits stay exactly the same, we won't feel aligned with where we are in life. And this is especially true for bad habits. Bad habits are the worst because you do them and you know it's not good for you, but out of this ritualistic, I do this every day at this time, you just keep doing it, right? I go through phases of having a bad habit of every night after I'm pretty much done with everything for the day and I'm tired, I just want to relax. I'll just sit and watch TV and binge snacks. Stuff myself with candy and chips, and I do it and I feel terrible, right? It doesn't make me feel good. I mean, the reason I do it, I think, is because of like the taste, but I don't want to watch TV and I don't want to feel like a garbage can. But even though I know this, still every time, at the same time every day, I feel like I have to do it. I have to. It's just my habit. It's just what I do. Right? Wrong. My intuition knows what to do. The voice inside of you knows where to go. It knows what to do. And we get stuck when we hear it and we don't allow it to help us move forward. So I'm about to go act out my unhealthy habit. And inside I'm like, this is going to make me feel bad. There are several other things I could do to make me feel better right now. Instead of listening to that voice, I disregard it and I just keep moving forward with the bad habit. But you have a choice. You have a choice. You don't have to give in to your habits. So, yesterday, it's like evening time, around when I'm gonna snack. I just finished dinner, which by the way was wonderful. I had a big slice of pepperoni pizza from Whole Foods, and I sat in a little sunspot in my room and I listened to Daniel Myers, Biggest Smile in the World podcast. I love you, Daniel. And I also listened to, what is that podcast called? Poetry Bound. It's one of my favorites on Spotify, both of them. And after dinner, I was like, okay, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this. It's been making me so depressed. But I feel like I have to. And I thought, what if I just didn't? What if I just didn't do it? Is there something else I can do to be better? It was like 7:30, 7:40. And I was like, trying to think of other things I could do. I was like, it's still sunny outside. Like, I could be more productive. What should I do? And, okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm sort of feeling like right now that this video doesn't really mean anything and that nothing I'm saying is going to affect anybody. That's just how I'm feeling. And I feel like I must express it before I continue. So let me continue. The sun was going down, but it was still light outside. I felt like I needed to be more productive. And then I realized that I was tired. I was like, I've already done so much today. What if I just started getting ready for bed? Wild. 7:45. And I'm like, maybe I should just go to bed, right? I mean, yes, the sun is still up, but it's going down. If I start getting ready for bed as the sun is going down, when it goes down, I'll be tired enough to go to sleep. I'm telling you guys, it was remarkable, okay? I took a shower. I put on some oils. I made golden milk. I sat down. I lit some candles. I read a chapter of the Bhagavad Gita out loud to myself. I journaled for a little bit. And then I did a few yoga poses. When I say a few, I mean like literally 2 or 3. And then I went to bed at like 10, okay? And when I got in bed, I was so calm. Usually I get in bed and I feel so restless. I feel so agitated and like I've got to toss and turn all night. When I tell y'all that I only tossed once and then I slept. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's gotta be like 6 a.m. It was like 3:58. And for a moment I was like, oh, I can't get up this early. I need to go back to sleep. I'll be way too tired. And then another habit that I've had, just going back to sleep because I believe it's too early to be awake, I realized how rested I felt. Truly feeling rested. And my body woke me up. My body told me, you're good. It's time to wake up. And so I got up and immediately went outside on the back porch. And I stretched out all of my joints. I came inside, I did some breathing exercises, and then I started my usual morning routine. I just feel so calm and so synced. And this idea of disregarding your habits, right? I'll bring it back. I really went into full detail about my experience yesterday because I feel sharing my experience might help. This has not been me for the past few weeks, you know what I'm saying? Or really most of the time, right? I'm either watching TV, watching YouTube, snacking. Sometimes I'm even out late, you know? So this is, I feel like one of those people who works out for one day and they're like, yeah, I'm kind of fit, you know, I'm so healthy, let me give you some tips, that kind of thing. It's just the experience has been sort of profound that I feel like I should share it. That if we listen to our bodies, they will tell us what they need. If you get to the end of the day and you're tired, get ready to go to sleep. If you wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, just get up. Your body knows best. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. Discernment, am I right? But following your intuition, you know, follow your intuition, not your temptations, you know what I mean? Moving intuitively, changing our habits, changing our good habits. I saw this fabulous woman on Instagram a month or 2 ago on a reel, and she was saying, if you want to be excellent, if you want to live in that highest self, you have to be okay with constant change. Which makes sense, right? Because everything is constantly changing. And I said that yesterday, when you're looking in the mirror, you are changing. Everything is constantly changing. And we get stuck because we don't accept that. We try and keep things the same. But you will never grow. You will never exceed your full potential if you stay inside the lines, inside that little box. You have to allow yourself the freedom to go with the flow. You can grow up and not grow. You can grow old and stay the same. What makes you different is allowing the things you do to grow with you. Okay, because when I woke up this morning, I could have gone straight to doing my regular habits like I usually do, but I was listening to my body. What do you want me to do? What should I do? You know, I usually don't go out on the front porch. Now, granted, it's usually light outside, so I would probably feel a little self-conscious standing on the balcony stretching. But it was dark. Everybody was asleep. It was so peaceful. 4 in the morning, that's a time. It is whimsical. It is very mystical, that time of morning. It's different than 5 o'clock in the morning, much different than 6 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock is another breed. And I could have never imagined myself gracefully waking up at 4 in the morning. When I woke up though, it reminded me I could never forget this. I was like 5 or 6, maybe older. And maybe I was 7. I can't remember exactly which year. All I know is I was living in Texas. And I just remember wanting to get up earlier than everybody else. Just having a morning where I just had alone time. And okay, now I can't remember if I woke up intentionally or if the same thing that happened today happened then. I think I just woke up. I woke up and it was super dark outside and it was 4 a.m. And I was like, I'm gonna get up. And I went downstairs and I made myself some coffee. I remember pouring the hazelnut creamer into my coffee. And then I sat in the living room and I watched Molly, the American Girl doll movie. And for some reason, it's one of my favorite memories. And that's just what I remember this morning when I woke up at 4. Listen, your habits are not easy to break. It's not easy. The thing that I think really empowered me yesterday was I had already done several things that took my power back. Like yesterday morning I woke up, and I talked about this yesterday too, is I usually have a habit of just sitting on the couch and doing my coffee and devotion. But yesterday I wanted to go outside. And so I broke that habit and I created something new. And that gave me a sense of power, a sense of living in that intuition, feeling like I should go there and then doing something that I wanted to do. And then not feeling incomplete, right? Because I came back after filming the video and I didn't feel off. I didn't feel like I had to finish the devotion. You know, there wasn't a need to do anything specific. Truly rambling right now. Sometimes, okay, I just forgot it. With our good habits, sometimes we will recognize when something isn't working. And this is just in life in general. We will recognize something is not working. But because we tell ourselves, this is supposed to be good for me, this is supposed to be working, blah, 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 we keep doing it. Follow your heart, your intuition. If you feel there needs to be a shift, a change, make it. Like I said earlier, how I found this sense of power, that power is always there. You just have to choose to live in it. And this is what is called Raja Yoga. It is becoming the king of your own life. We are in control. of ourselves. What happens is we start to value so many other things over ourselves and over what we know is right, that we convince ourselves we have no power. We lose the connection with the power. But if you can channel that power and say, I am the king of my life. I am the ruler of this body. I can truly decide where I go, what I do, and how I spend my time. The Dao De Jing. I must share a little snippet from it. This is, I know there's so many translations. This is, in this book, it's like chapter 9. And there's just one part, oh my goodness, I just could not forget about it. It just says, care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. Prisoner! You will be locked up, locked away. If you care about what other people are going to say about the things you're doing. You do you, boo. Everything you do is within your control. And you don't have to care at all what other people are going to say about it, what other people are going to think about it. Because if you do, you put yourself in a cage. Instead of being the king, you will be the slave. And I have felt this before. I have felt this so deeply before, being the slave. It is a mental state. And the more decisions you make for yourself, the more you will start to unlock the power of being yourself, the power of being the king, not the slave. And the king, that is your intuition. Was that true, what I just said? I'm going to be honest. This is going to sound so obvious, but I talk a lot, sometimes just to talk, just to hear myself talk. So the thing about these videos, as I'm sure you've already processed, is that I'm going to say a lot of things. And I hope that the people who need to hear it will stick around to hear like the one gem that they need, right? Because diamonds sometimes in a pile of garbage. You can only say so many useful things. But I just love doing this. I absolutely love talking about the things that are setting my soul on fire. And on Instagram, I mean, there's so limited time to say everything I'm thinking about. And maybe it's better, right? Because it's like a condensed version. Maybe I'll do condensed versions on Instagram. And if you really just want to listen to me blabber, you can come on here and listen to the 20, 40, I don't know how long this video is. But that's what I was thinking about this morning and yesterday. Living intuitively, becoming the king of your own life. There is so much potential for you, my friend. Let yourself grow. Listen to yourself. Listen. You will not be led astray by the truth. If it's the truth, you are going in the right direction. Sometimes making the best decision isn't always going to be pleasant, but you will know that it is true. I think that about sums it up for this morning. Before I go, I do want to show you this guy. Alrighty, my friends, I think that about sums it up for today. I hope that the things I said helped you in some way, or maybe you just enjoy having a voice to hear in the background, doing your thing. You are wonderful, and you are enough. And I believe in you. I support you in whatever you want to do today. You can do it. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.